Why, hello everyone. Welcome to Redneck Ways. How are you all doing out there on YouTube land? Well, I hope you all set fine, dandy. Guys, came back, got everything, got my starter fixed. If you watched my last video, I was talking about a starter, how to get it put back in the Ranger, and got it fixed. Everything worked, everything fit. So, unfortunately, I got to buy a battery Friday. So I'm trying to get my boat fixed, and now I'm going to have to spend about $400-500 because I need one more tire to make a complete full new set. So probably about $500 estimate. Because also I need a headlight. I just got pulled over by our lovely Ashland Police Department, which they was really nice, and it wasn't too awful bad this time. I've had a whole lot worse experiences with the Popo, but you definitely got to get a headlight put in. I always have trouble with my driver's side, but y'all don't want to hear that stuff. We're going to start working on that radio that I showed. It's a 1920s radio, and like I was talking about earlier, I don't know if it was a homemade job, so I got my little book out that has all these old radios in it. Here we go, guys. Look at it. I think this is just a darling picture. A little girl playing the little radio and her dad watching her. I bet those are such magical times, you know, besides the cholera, what is that, cholera and all that nasty disease. Besides all that, it was a really magical time. But I was looking through the book, and I can't find that radio. That freshman masterpiece is in here. I'll flip through here, show you some of the pictures, some of the different radios. See, I think somebody's hollering for me. Hold on, 1 second, guys. I think it was just somebody shutting the back door. But turn the page here. Here's some more. Unfortunately, my book's coming apart from the seam. Some really cool radios. Check these out. But I looked at all of them, and I didn't see one that matches the one that we're getting ready to work on. So, let me flip through here a little bit more. There's more masterpieces here somewhere. Check that beautiful radio out. It's a Magnum Vox. One of my pages coming out. Then it goes to the really old radios. But none of what we're getting ready to look at. Let me see. I'm trying to get, there's a few freshmen here, and I can't find them. I love these ones that looks like a keyhole. This one here. Ain't that beautiful? Sorry guys, I got my camera on the front position and it doesn't do very good. That antenna is just neat on this. I'm just about as crazy about antennas as I am about radios. I like it. Look through here. I know there's something in here that's similar to Tedder's. Here's another darling picture. They did a lot of advertisement with children back then. I don't know if it was going to focus or not. Ain't that just darling? But anyway, we could go on and on here. But here's some radios similar to it. But I am thinking it was a homemade job. And I really need to get this book fixed. Get it rebound. Do they still do that nowadays? Can you still get a book rebound? Like it needs it starting to crack real bad. And see, it's bad shape. I love this book. I don't know if I can find a place here local that rebinds books. I had just started this crack. Maybe if I get some, maybe I'll look on the internet and find some binder tape. Something that don't look cheesy and horrible. But anyway, let's get to it, guys. Let's hop over here. I may make this a part two because it's getting a little bit late. It is 10:30. But I got some hot glue gun. Yeah, it's pretty pink. I'm out of my glue sticks for my big heat gun, hot glue gun. So I borrowed my mom's. But we're gonna work on the antennas tonight, and not the antennas, the coils, and also I'm gonna put some voltage to it. I've never put voltage to that radio, so we're gonna put some voltage through it. I brought the socket out from the house that I had on my dresser. Here's that old tube I was telling y'all about. I don't know if the number's on it or not. It is an CX-380. That's what that old tube is. And it has these little pins just like right here on the sides. See the little pins? And that goes in these little slots here. Just like that. And then you push down and you twist. And it stays in there. Pretty good design. But we've got to get this back in the radio and stuff, and then we'll check some voltages. And I will probably definitely make this make a part two throughout the week, and because I don't want to rush and get through it. So we'll get the coils fixed, and then we'll round up. I think it's 80. I see that's a bad thing about not knowing what type of radio it is. I don't know what to look up, but I think it'll be 89 volts on the B plus, and then your A voltage probably 6 volts. But that's what the freshman tubes take for the filaments, is 6 volts. So let's get the coils fixed, guys. Alrighty, guys. Next thing I'm going to do is I need to heat up the soldering iron so we get that one thing on. So I'll hook that up, and then we'll get this I call them variacs, but it turns your DC current up on your amplification tube and your detector tube. So I've got, like I say, it's just like I gotta get those off another radio. And they didn't actually. Everything else had thumb screws, but this just had little brass nuts. All right, let me get the soldering iron heating, and I grab that other part. And for some reason, my eyebrow's itching. All right, I'll be back. Alrighty, guys, got the soldering iron heating up. But while it's heating up, let's check this capacitor here. Let me set this radio aside. Bring this capacitor down here. Let's zoom in on that. And I'm going to need a couple little wires to stick down in there. So let me rustle up a couple of those. Let's see here. Alright. Let's stick a couple wires in here so we can. It's the only way I know how to test these things. Put a couple leads in here. And then get a couple alligator clips. Put one to this side, like that. Hook it there. Put one here. And hook it there. Alright, let's see if we can bend this over so we can all read this together. Turn out this light so we don't have a glare. I don't don't know if that helps or not. Does it help? Does this one need to be on? I don't know. Let me see if y'all read that. Sorry about the shaky camera. Capacitor. It's a 6077 Fahrenheit microfarad. So it don't say it's leaky. Let's try it one more time. 6078 microfarads. No V loss or nothing like that. But this ain't an ultralight, so I don't know if it would have V loss. Not for sure. But looks like it's a good capacitor. But at the same time, I don't know what it's supposed to be, because we don't have. And they actually don't call these. I think they call these more of a. Well, yeah, I guess a capacitor. But they probably called this a condenser, which is the same thing. Condensers, capacitors. We gotta get some light back on the situation. Alright, so let's get the radio back up on the table. Try to leave these wires hanging. I always leave these wires on this little gidge-gadge, and it just sits on the shelf, and somehow when I go back, they're gone. I don't know if that little frog that we saw earlier in the last video comes and gets them. One thing, it don't stay in here very well. This one side, I about wore this little thing out. I got my 20 yards worth out of it. It fits better when you double it up. I'll do the same with the other side. Maybe it'll be in there the next time I go to it. Just kind of double it up and stick it in there. Oh yeah, well, I'm having some difficulty here, guys. Let me see if I can get that in there. Go. Oh yeah, that's in there real good and tight. I can actually, well, I thought I could. Alright, enough playing with that. We'll set that up. We'll put the wires beside it. There we go. Let's get the radio back on the table. Guys, before we carry on with that, this fan is from the 50s. It's a Westinghouse. And I just learned how to make it do this, to oscillate. You just turn that little thumb thing. But listen how quiet this thing is. It's from the 50s. I've never done anything to it. Listen to that little electric motor. Can't really hear it run. I traded it out with another one I have because of the noise. The other one it cooled it off in here, but it was so loud. I don't know where I stuck it. It's up on the shelf somewhere. I don't know where I put it. But anyway, that is quiet. Alright, back to the radio. Alright, let's get that wire soldered on there. So I need some solder. Let me turn it around the way I had it the first time. And I guess it don't matter which way that goes. And it's on the rail. It's right on the bus wire. It goes from here to here. And which it may have went here. Which I don't think it matters. Because if it's here, it don't matter if it's there. I don't know. I think I'll put it here. I don't know what to do. I think it came off right there. I think it went on. Like that. I don't think it was cockeyed. So we're going to put it right back the way it was. Now they had a big blob of solder on this thing. So hopefully we can get it back on there. It's I may have to get my big soldering iron out. That's what they had. A big blob like that. So now, we'll get this one tacked on. Which I do not know how in the world they didn't use this type of soldering iron. They had the ones that you just get hot. I think it was like a blowtorch. You set your blowtorch down and you set your soldering iron on it. It had like a little hook, that like a cradle that your soldering iron was set. It had like a copper tip, and you set it in front on that torch and let it preheat. And that's what they used. That's on there pretty good. That's on there pretty good. I think we got a good connection there. Good deal. So we got that back on. So we got that and that. The capacitors are back in line. And that one capacitor is important because it's coming off that transformer, and that's probably filtering off the DC, which we're using DC, so it ain't like it's AC. It needs filtered out, but I don't know. There's got to be a reason for it because it comes right off this transformer right here into that capacitor. All right, one more thing is that little variac. So let me grab it. All right, got that back off the radio I built. Here's what we're looking at, guys, and it just comes apart like that, and this has a little set screw, and it goes this here goes through here like that, and then this goes on like that. It's got a little set screw, got it upside down, goes like that, and this drags on here, and that each little place will have a different voltage. So when you take it around, like right here, 0, it'd be 10, 20, 30, 40, like that, and then back to 0. And then it also has this little copper piece, which I don't know if it goes, I think it goes on the bottom of this. I'm not for sure how that goes. I might have to look at one of the other ones, and now this don't want to come off. There we go. So I don't know if that goes on here first, like that. I say it does, and then that. Which I don't know because that's not touching. So I've got to see where that little weird looking piece goes. It may go on the front to hold it on. Alright guys, it does. It goes in behind this. So this is how you put this on. You got 2 screws here. Take them off. Take the screws and the bolt out. Like that. And I dropped one of the bolts. Where'd it go? I heard it rolling. There it went. There it is. Found it. This thing is just made of a bunch of screws and bolts and bus wire. It looks like all this stuff you could have bought at a store somewhere and put it together yourself. That's what I think this radio was. It's a homemade brew. And 100 years later, here I am messing with it. Ain't that neat? Alright. So now this comes apart like we just talked about. There's the pointer, the dial. You want to put that through the hole right here. Which these are tarnished. They got some kind of... They're scratching up the Bakelite too. But that goes in like that. What was it? I heard something fall. Okay. And then you put this on this other side. I got it backwards. It goes this way. And you gotta line up the hole. Just like that. And it's in just like that. Then you gotta run your bolts in. Before that though, I'm going to line up these little tiny ones. Because there's two little ones that connect to that bus wire. And I want to try to get them in first. Because they're going to be aggravating, I can see. They're so small. And it was a lot easier taking it apart than it is, I see, put it back together. Where's my screwdriver? Okay, there's one started. I gotta get this one started. Okay, get those tightened up. And we'll have to go this whole radio, make sure all the screws are still good and tight. We put the juice to it. So alright, we got that together, guys. Now we get to put these little brass bolts in. They go in before we put that. And they are wanting to be aggravating. Oh, let's get it up here on where I can reach it. Got one. Sorry guys, you might not be able to see. I have to put it over here for a minute so I can get these lined up. Well, huh. I'll back out a little bit so I can maybe get this one lined up. Let me pause it for a minute, guys. I'm eating up time. All right, those did not want to start. No, they did not. Get those screwed in. I think I got that one. Oh yeah, I gotta put a nut on each side. Get this screwed in. There we go. flip it back over. And that says right on it, Rheostat. Rheostat is what's on all of these. So these are Rheostats. That's that word that I couldn't think of in the last video. There's so many different words on these, working on radios. It's hard to remember them all when you're new to the game. I'm not really new. I've been at this for about 2 years now. I should remember what a rheostat is. Tighten these up, guys. Very time consuming, so I'm going to do it off camera. Alrighty. Now all that's left to do is put the knob back in. Like that. Put the little finder, electric finder on. Wait a minute. First we got to put this on. It goes on just like that. And then this goes on. And it goes. Let me see here. Where's the little arrow? Let's go. Right there is low. We've got to put it in the right position. Oh my gosh, it keeps falling off on me. Wow. Get on there and stay. And then we're wanting to put this at the very bottom. And then everything falls off. Again. Let's try that one more time. That goes there. Down on 0. This is down on 0. And it's tighten it up. The little set screw. Maybe. And it's set. And it should work. Oh, there we go. That feels really good. Off. Full blast. It could be adjusted a little tighter up against it. It's a little loose. Let me see if I can do that real quick. Unloosen that set screw. Loosen it. You gotta hold it from the back because it will fall out. And push that in. There we go. Now, tighten the set screw. There is a little adjustments on this, guys. Oh, that feels so much better. Off. Full blast. Off. I may have it a little too tight. Maybe just a little too tight. to try that. Actually, what I need to do is just put that up on top of the wire and then tighten it. There, that should be perfect. Yeah. Alright. Good deal. We got our reel stack back again. Alright guys, I think we're going to make this a part 2 tomorrow, or when I can get back to it. I was going to start the coils tonight, but this all took a little bit longer than I thought it would take. But we'll get it. So be looking forward to part 2 of this old 1920s 5-tube radio. And hopefully here soon we'll be listening to some AM radio. I don't know if that's supposed to be bent like that or not. It's the only one like that. See these, well, I guess they're all at different angles. Nothing's broke. See, we're going to have to, on the next video, we'll have to take these loose and get them all back on there the way they're supposed to be. This one's the nicest one. That's the way they're all supposed to look. I'm going to put a little bit of heat glue right there when we start doing these, so this won't come off. But these have really got to get worked on. These are in bad shape, these coils here. This is just telling me what tubes I need. But I think we got the tubes taken care of. We're going to take them out of the Freshman Masterpiece. It should be the same tubes. I think it's the same setup. I'm going to do a little bit of research in between videos and find out. If not, I'll have to get on eBay, see if we can find some old tubes. But I think we got them. Alrighty guys. You guys have a great Monday. You guys stay safe. Until the next one, I'll see you right here at Redneck Ways. Bye guys.